Hi, welcome to another edition of the Weekly Wrap. I'm Cal Anderson, local activist and host, and here's where we discuss news nuggets mined from the previous week's newspapers. And I have a very special guest today, Dr. Pat Gentile. She's president of North Shore Community College and just came from an event. So I'm going to let her talk about that a little bit. Welcome to the show, Pat.
Thank you very much. I'm very glad to be here. And I did just come over from our ribbon cutting this morning for our new extension. If anybody's been by our Lynn campus, they've noticed there was a lot of construction over the last 2 years. And now we're open for business. So this morning we had the grand opening and ribbon cutting with all of the VIPs, and we're able to really talk about the great added value that the 10 new classrooms, community boardroom, student success center, academic technology suite, center for innovation, and our center for taking a look at what you might bring to the college and be able to get credit for, what we call prior learning assessment. So all of that is now in the new building, and we're ecstatic about it, and we think there's great added value to the Lynn community because of this.
Well, anybody would have been a hermit if they hadn't been driving by the past few months and seeing the building taking shape. The nice thing is it complements the campus so well, and it's right across from our transportation center.
Yes.
And I just want to point out that very typically over there is the statue of the student with the books.
Yes.
And I just think that is so perfect placement right across from this institution of higher learning. So what's the basic difference between a four-year school that has on-campus living and dormitories and a community college? This is important to our listeners.
Well, a public community college is meant for our commuting students, those who live in the area. The idea for a community college was to have local and accessible higher education right in your community so that you'd be able to take advantage of it. And so most of our students come from the Lynn, Salem, Danvers area, but we have students who are working up here who may live in another part, like maybe Boston or up in New Hampshire, and they're also welcome to come as well.
Well, I'm a product of the state community college system myself. The good thing is it seems like 2 years to get an associate's degree goes by pretty fast.
Yes.
And then if you're on the momentum, then you transfer to a four-year school. And this is what's so great about the community colleges.
Yes.
They're more affordable, they're more conducive to really understanding if you want to, getting to know if you want to really go to college or not, and then you can transfer.
Absolutely.
The nice thing is too, they're very community-oriented. Like I understand there's programs that work with basically training people for the industries in our area. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Well, I can tell you that you won't find a first responder on North Shore that hasn't been to North Shore Community College. So we're very supportive of the police, the firefighters. We have a totally online fire science associate degree. All of the nurses you might meet, the EMTs, all of the occupational therapy assistants, the PTAs, the surge techs, you name it. We're really creating the workforce in the local community that's supporting all of those very important services to our community. We also, about 40% of our 9,000 students each year are looking to transfer to a four-year. And so we provide that liberal arts option for maybe a business administration degree, and you're going to go on and get a business degree from Salem State University, or engineering is one of our key programs at the Lynn campus, and you might be going on to UMass Lowell to become an engineer. And so we have 60 actual diplomas, degrees, that we provide to the community. So I would check us out to see what you're planning to do, and you can go part-time.
If you're older and returning, the community college just environment is conducive to that. They know you've maybe been in the real world, maybe had careers, have families, but now it's time to go to college and get a degree. And it's wonderful. You don't have to feel, oh, I'm too old for this. This is where you're welcome.
Right. You know, most people don't realize, but the average age of our students is 28. So although we have the 18-year-olds, obviously we have the 40-year-olds too. And it's 28% of our students are single parents. 60% of our students are taking care of some dependent. 5% of our students are veterans returning from their tours overseas. And we have 65% of our students are first in their family ever to go to college. So nobody should feel intimidated to come to North Shore Community College. Everyone is welcome.
Wonderful. I understand there's important for our city, especially a bilingual program.
Yes. Yes, we have a very strong, both credit and non-credit, English as a second language. And we work very hard with our English language learners to make sure that they're able to move on to college level work and provide them the testing, the support services, the tutoring that they need to be able to do that.
Wonderful. For years, there was an industrial heritage sculpture that was on the campus, but it was kind of hidden.
Yes,
and then,
no one saw it.
But the nice thing is our focus the last few weeks in downtown Lynn was our Beyond Walls program with the lighting going on, the neon signs, and the murals. And your sculpture was moved at the same time.
Yes.
So it was a perfect time. People were seeing it for the first time, and it had been there for years.
Yes, this is called the Lynn Works sculpture. And it was sited on our campus in 1987. We took it down because of the new extension needed the space. We had it refurbished, and then we resited it right at the corner of Broad and Market Street, so everybody can see it. It is a wonderful sculpture that really takes the history of the city of Lynn in terms of its industrial background.
Yeah, all in one, and it's got the railroad heritage,
Yes.
the commuter heritage,
The shoes.
industrial and community housing.
Yes.
It's all in one.
Yes, it's beautiful, and we're very proud of that sculpture. So now people can see it and enjoy it.
Well, we have to get some of the headlines,
Okay.
and one of the ones I want to talk about is in today's paper, and it's takes place, and it covers an event that happened yesterday right across the street, and it's Lynn's first and the Commonwealth's first affordable housing project. Now, this is supposedly good placement because a lot of the North Shore College students might be candidates to
Correct.
move in here.
Correct.
It's made for working families, affordable, but at the same time they can walk across the street, get their classes, and maybe work. Maybe they don't even have cars or their zip car.
Right.
type
Well,
of
we're
people.
really excited about this Washington Street construction. We think it'll add a great deal to the neighborhood because we have so many low-income students struggle with housing or with transportation. And in terms of transportation, we just recently signed an MOU with the MBTA in the city of Lynn.
I was going to mention that.
Yes.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Well, it's called the Youth Pass.
Yes.
And it's a substantial discount on your bus fare, 40% off of your fare if you qualify under the criteria that the MBTA had put out. So you just have to come in to our Student Success Center on our Lynn campus to find out more about
And where is that? Is that in the new building, perchance?
That's in our new building.
All right.
Right as you walk in the door, it's
just
right
in case
there.
people don't know, and they're going to be using GPS, what is the address?
300 Broad Street.
Okay, it's right across from the Transportation Center. You know, we might have talked so much about your school that we might be just about out of time. We have a few headlines we'll get to next week, but I think the biggest headline, the biggest important was the opening of your new building.
Absolutely.
And this is wonderful. Now, Pat Gentile, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I'm going to let you close the show.
Okay. Until next time, in every way and every day, keep loving Lynn.